started because I want both of our groups that need to talk to you today to have plenty of time to talk. And they already know how excellent an audience you are. So let's demonstrate that to them today. As sophomores and juniors, next year's juniors and seniors, you have an incredible opportunity that is afforded to you, and that comes in one of two programs, Northland NCAPS and the Northland Career Center. And so I know that we are just starting in November right now, but we are already thinking in terms of what will your school year look like next year. And that includes the courses and the choices of programs that you want to take. So both Northland NCAPS and Northland Career Center are programs that will offer you hands-on learning in a multitude of careers that you may have an interest in. So for today, we want to give you the opportunity to hear about Northland NCAPS and Northland Career Center so that you can make an informed decision about which program may be best for you if you decide to take part in it next year, okay? So again, please show that you are Platte County Pirates, that you know how to listen, and that you know how to show respect to a guest speaker. And we are going to start things off with our Northland NCAPS presentation.
Thank you, thank you. All right, how many people, be honest, how many people went to the parade the other day? That's about right, that's about right. I'm sure we ran into each other. We were all there together, it was great, wasn't it? Okay, moment you'll never forget. My name's Jeremy Clemens. I am one of the instructors for Northland NCAPS. I do global logistics and transportation. This is Mr. Greg Teschner. He'll be speaking with you in a few moments. He'll be talking about his engineering program that some of you are probably very interested in. But we're going to go through real quick and kind of explain the bare bones of what Northland NCAPS is and why you should be a part of it. Of course, that's the first question everyone always has. What is it? What is it about? Well, first of all, it's about 7 school districts that are joined together. Your school district is one of them who made the choice a couple of years ago that they wanted to join with these 6 others to offer more opportunities to you. The beautiful thing about Northland NCAPS, when you're in a classroom with, say, Mr. Teschner or myself, you are not necessarily just with Platte County students. You may be with some Smithville students, you may be with some Winnetonka students, some Staley students, and even St. Pius, because we also service St. Pius and Northland Christian Center, or sorry, Northland Christian High School. The purpose of Northland NCAPS is to grow our own. That's what this is about. What we have done with Northland NCAPS, we have talked to area businesses and said, what do we need to help our economy in this area, north of the river? And what the business leaders have said is, we need to have highly trained people in these strands. And they're looking to you. Literally what we are saying with Northland NCAPS, we want you to stay in the Kansas City area. We want you to get exposure to the different businesses that are available to you in North Kansas City. Go to college, go have fun, do all those bad things that your parents don't ever want to hear about. But then we want you to come back to us. And we want you to raise your families here. And we want you to go to work at these highly influential businesses in the North Kansas City area. Some of the strands that we use. Engineering and Advanced Manufacturing, Mr. Teschner's class. Housed out the Holland 1916 facility in Liberty. The gentleman in the middle, I don't know if my little pointer will show, there it is. That's Governor Jay Nixon. A couple months ago, he came up to do a ribbon cutting at the facility where Mr. Teschner's classes meet. And these Northland NCAPS students here had the opportunity to meet with the governor, making a connection. Global business and entrepreneurship. This gentleman right here, Mayor Sly James of Kansas City, Missouri. These 4 students here had the opportunity to network with Sly James. And actually, the gentleman that's interning with him right now is not in that picture. I'm working with a young man who is an intern for Mr. Mayor James, and he's with him on a daily basis. Like, the intern is actually asked questions by Sly James. What do you think about this? Those are some connections that young man is making. We also have 3 strands of medicine and healthcare. I know a lot of folks in here would really like to look into that. You have several hospitals in the Northland that are going to be needing to have all levels of medicine and healthcare, at even on the business end of things, even on the logistical end of things. Tech solutions and computer science, they're housed at Cerner. Cerner is one of the fastest growing companies in the entire world, not in just Missouri, not in just the United States, in the entire world. If you were to jump on job opportunities for Cerner, you could get a job almost anywhere in the world that you would want. There we go, Tech Solutions Group, sorry. They are housed at Cerner. Connections can be made there. Technology Solutions, Digital Media and Design. This is a newer strand, newer this year. They are actually designing CD and album jackets for local CD rap artists. I don't know if they're doing a Tech 9 thing right now, but they are definitely working with some of the music industry in Kansas City. This is my group, Global Logistics and Transportation. If you take a look at what we're standing on, we are standing on the ramp to get into an airplane. Enough said about that. Sometimes it's cool to be in an airplane, all right? Industry-driven curriculum. Everything that we do in our class is decided upon by the industry. There are no textbooks. There is no person there to tell us what we can or cannot teach. The business people tell us what to teach, and then we put it together. At this time, we have 3 partnerships with MCC, Northwest Missouri State, and UMKC, meaning you can get dual credit, 2.5 hours worth, each day. This number will grow. We are reaching out to other colleges and universities in eastern Kansas, western Missouri. This number will grow substantially even next year. I can't tell you yet because it's top secret, but it's going to happen. The idea of Northland NCAPS, we give you full immersion into the program. If you look, I know it's kind of hard to see with this map, we're not in a school. You don't go meet in one central location. You are stretched out all over the Northland. If you were to be with me next year, my little point up there you go. I'm the Ambassador Building, which was the old farmland building, probably before you were born. It's up by the airport. Mr. Teschner's over here in this area of the world, in Liberty. If you were to be at North Kansas City Hospital, you would be here. The point is, we're spread out. You are given an incredible amount of privilege to be able to get out of your school area, go do your thing, and then come back to your school. Internships, how it typically works. First semester, like right now we have students, and there's a few of them I saw a few minutes ago, they're gonna come up and talk very quickly, but what's happening right now, they're in a class setting for part of the time, they're also on site visits. At the first of the year, they will be at an internship. That internship will meet during the times that they're in class. The idea of this slide is to show you, if you have an internship with a particular business, you have a 63% chance of getting a job offer with that business than if you don't. Also looking at salaries. It is time, sophomores, all sophomores? Not all sophomores, and juniors especially. You need to get your head out a little bit. Time is happening. And I said, get your head out, I really did. You know what that means, right? It's time to wake up a little bit, because what's gonna happen here is in the next 18 to 24 months, you're gonna be just like the adults in this building, in this room. You're gonna be looking for jobs. You're gonna be looking for training. Take a look there. I don't know about you, I like money. If I have an opportunity to earn more money out of high school or college, I'm gonna take it. That's just me. Also, if you don't understand what employee retention means, that means simply you stay at your job for a longer period of time. As far as how internships work, if you look here at our cool little map of Kansas City, last year we had 180 interns at 102 businesses. This year we're gonna have 320 interns at something like 230 businesses. I heard that number thrown out the other day. To be a part of this organization, you're gonna be at a part of the time where it really blows up and expands. How it works in the fall. First month of school, not really school, sorry. First month of being an associate of Northland NCAPS. You get professional skills training. We literally teach you how to shake hands, look someone in the eye, and speak. not looking all around, looking at your phone. Actually having a business-style conversation. We call it the 30-second elevator speech. We also spend September and October writing resumes. We also do mock interviews. Finally, November, December, we start getting with our business partners who are offering the internships, and you actually interview for the internship. You're not given the internship. You have to interview, just like for a job. Some people don't get their first choice. Sometimes you have to learn how to interview and be turned down a couple times before you figure out what you need to say and how you need to say it. Lastly, January through roughly late April, that's your internship. That's where Mr. Teschner and myself, we come out, visit you, see how things are going, and that's really about it. We might see you once a week on a Friday, just touch base. How you doing? You don't have a teacher standing over you. This is what you need to do and how you need to do it, okay? Some of our business partners, just a few of them. We have over 200 business partners within the Northland CAPS. If any of your folks work for any businesses that are not part of Northland CAPS partnership, we would love to have them be a part of it as well. Here's how it works. If you're interested, first of all, I'm gonna stick around. We have the other group gonna speak here in a second. I'll stick around if you're interested. I have a flyer for you. Here's the deal. To be able to do this for next year, 16-17 school year, must be a junior or a senior, must participate in one of those 7 districts. You're all here, so here you are. You must be on track to graduate. I repeat, you must be on track to graduate. Not almost on track, on track. Okay? You must provide your own transportation for this off-site experience. Your folks can drive you. You can carpool. Some of our business and entrepreneurship kids have actually started carpooling where people pay them to drive. It's like an Uber service for Northland CAPS. Sounds smart. You do have to complete the online application. You can see it right up there. I also have it on the flyer. That opens up December 1st. So that's when you can start. Application opens December 1st, closes February 12th. Now I've talked a lot. Give Mr. Teschner a couple minutes here.
How's everybody doing? So like Mr. Clemens said, I'm the engineering and advanced manufacturing instructor. It kind of speaks for itself, right? So we are embedded in a real factory, so that is the classroom. And just to give you a quick glimpse of what the class looks like he said, you start out with some professional skills training, then we go directly into solving problems. And I've got Emma over here. She's already solved a couple of problems and working on some more, and I'll give her a moment to talk in a minute. And that's really what it focuses on. We do a lot of tours of the engineering field. You'll get to see what a chemical engineer does, what a mechanical engineer does, and those don't come from me, they come from the industry professionals. They come into the classroom, or we go there. We'll get some great site visits, some things that you normally don't get access to. For the first time last year, Ford allowed high school students in the factory to watch cars being built. They'd never done that before. That took Detroit's permission to get CAPS in there. That's the unprecedented access you guys get. Just signed up, we're going to see Harley next week, going to Ford a couple weeks after that. We work with architectural firms. Every student learns to do a little bit of the state-of-the-art software that engineers work with. Revit and SolidWorks to build things. Everybody builds a thing. In fact, we have the quality, can't tell you too much about that. Again, that's top secret, but Emma's new business. And then also Revit, which is the software that architects use to design buildings. We work with the architects actually building the Georgia Dome, the new Georgia Stadium, the new Atlanta Falcons Stadium that's gonna make everybody know where Jerry's World is in Dallas. It makes that look like the ghetto. It's really cool. If you want to look that up on the internet, you can. The roof opens like a camera iris, and the whole inside of the roof is a video screen, the largest in the world. And that's being designed by a company in Kansas City that we have access to. And if anybody has any quick questions on engineering, I'd be happy to answer them. I know we are short on time. Perfect. Jeremy will be around to answer your questions at the end.
So we asked some of our students who are in NCAPS to come and share with you today what their experiences are like. So you're hearing from your own pirate family here as to what they're going through. So.
Hi guys, so I'm in the engineering strand with Mr. Teschner, and I actually solved an actual problem in the factory we're in. So he told us to go around in the factory and look for a problem that we've been having, and so I saw that in the cabins that they built at the factory, they were spraying too much insulation, and so I actually made a presentation with a group, and we called it the overprocessing of insulation. And so we actually ended up saving the company $19,000 a year. And so that's just kind of the real stuff we do. We don't do... So it was pretty cool, I think.
My name's Kendall Perry, and I am in the medicine and healthcare strand. So I'm just...
I'm Megan Wise, and I'm also in the medical and healthcare strand.
I'm Rachel Prowitz, and I'm also in the medical and healthcare strand.
My name is Braxton Cohen, and I'm in the technology solutions strand. Top reason why I'm glad to be in NCAPS is it presents new opportunities that you would not be having in the real world. Like one of our guys in my class, he actually interns with Cerner, which I don't know if you guys know what Cerner is, but they are a massive company, and I really just want to intern with them, and with this opportunity, I actually have the chance to be able to do that.
I'm really happy that I'm in NCAPS because we get to really see what different kinds of doctors do and nurses and everybody in the healthcare field, basically.
Okay, so I'm glad I'm in NCAPS because it gives you a lot of experience for what you would possibly want to go into, and it just gets your foot in the door, so.
I chose to be in NCAPS because regardless of which strand you're in, it forces you to be uncomfortable in a good way because typically as high school students, everybody's very uncomfortable with speaking to people that you don't know, like first day of school, for lunch, everybody's already texting each other to see what lunch shift they're in, or because they just don't want to be in a situation that's uncomfortable for them, and this forces you to be with people that you don't know, and you get to build a network regardless of what strand you're in.
I'm really glad that I did NCAPS, for one, because the internship is going to be really awesome. I'm really excited for the work experience I'm going to get from it, but then also the connections I'm making. We talk to the CEO of the factory like regularly. Like he comes in and he just says, hey, every once in a while. And so I think the connections are really cool.
Okay, so let's hear it for our students in NCAPS. Okay, so one thing for you to keep in mind right there, Northland NCAPS, 5 strands, ways that you can get connected and some hands-on experience in careers that you're interested in. Some of them I think are going to hang around, but certainly the NCAPS representatives are going to be here for afterwards. So lock that information in, but then secondly, we want you to hear from the Northland Career Center. So, Northland Career Center.
Good morning. Try again. Good morning. Thank you. First thing, if you are a Northland Career Center student, stand up. Okay. This is our crew. Okay. What I'm going to let you guys do, because you've heard this speech before, is go ahead and go, so you can get to class. Okay. So it's 11:17 now. So do what you need to do for lunch, and then get to NCC. I'm Brian Noller. I'm the director of Northland Career Center. And I have the pleasure every day to work with 74 Platte County High School students. 2 of them to my right, many of them exiting the auditorium right now. We offer 12 programs at NCC, junior senior programs just like CAPS. Lots of similarities between CAPS and NCC other than we're right across the parking lot. How many of you have ever been to Northland Career Center? Raise your hand for a tour there. Okay? So I would probably have seen you probably as an 8th grader in that tour. Okay, if I could have you go to the next slide, please. Here you can see pictures of our not all of the 74 students, but many of our Platte County high school students. Again, some of them may have just walked right out of the room. And there's a video link up there that you can watch to take you to learn more about NCC. Go ahead and go next slide. We have 11 programs, okay? Anything from alphabetically up there, from agricultural education all the way to teaching professions. One thing I think both these programs offer for you is diversity and opportunity. You would look at agriculture, construction, culinary arts, aviation. Those are a lot of different opportunities. Some are more on the industrial side, some are more on the health and human services side. We have, again, 74 students from this building spread across those 11 programs. 2 programs we're going to talk about, then I'm going to let Shelby and Rebecca talk. Agricultural education. This is our second year with agriculture, and we're still in the process of building a site. It'll be an agricultural center that will include a 60 by 30 greenhouse, an animal science, food sciences lab, and a classroom. It's going to be a phenomenal center, and it's in the process of being built. Last year we started with a very small number, and we've more than doubled our number in agricultural education and hope to continue that growth. 17% of the jobs in America, honestly, are agriculture education jobs. A lot of things touch agriculture. Dreams take flight. That's kind of our slogan for our aviation technology program. Why do you think Northland Career Center would start an aviation program? Planes, pilots. Where are we located? We're within 5 minutes of the airport. One of our partner sites we can take a bus to, and I got an opportunity to walk around 5 to 7 large Southwest airline jets just a couple of weeks ago. It was pretty phenomenal. Question?
So basically, isn't this the same thing as like motor technology? It's a vehicle, isn't it?
What?
It's a vehicle, isn't it? Doesn't they just have like a vehicular technology?
Yeah, good question. What's your name?
Caleb Williams.
I'm going to answer Caleb's question. He asked, is this similar? We have diesel technology. So we actually had 2 instructors in our diesel technology program, went to 1. So we added a new strand in aviation technology. We've developed our curriculum, just as CAPS had told you, around business and industry, so that when our students leave aviation technology, they can go into the workforce and have those skills. They can go to a company called Aviation Technical Services and be ready to work. It's a mechanical side of aviation, but we also are exploring things with the concept of flight. One of the pieces of equipment you might see in aviation technology is a drone, talking about how does flight occur. So, okay. Next slide, please. If any of you have heard people talk about employability skills, soft skills, professional skills, that's where a lot of these skills are at. We teach technical skills. Rebecca earns culinary technical skills. Shelby earns health science technical skills, but they also learn employability skills, and it's a big part of our curriculum. We also offer an English credit. If you go to NCC for 2 years, you can actually earn an English 4 credit. NCC offers a lot of certification. What does certification mean? It means something, if I have a certificate that says I'm qualified to do something based on me passing an assessment to show off my skills. For example, we just had a young lady that completed what's called an A+ certification. I don't know if a lot of you know Sabrina Warren. She just earned her A+ certification, so she has a piece of paper that says she's qualified to work on computers and be very successful in that type of venture. Those are powerful pieces. Now, there's a 4-year college model, there's a 2-year college model. Some of the other things to think about is you can be very successful, make a really good wage by having certification or stackable, what we call stackable credentials. Okay, next slide. Okay, integrated academics. We have an English teacher that provides English in a manner that works with your technical program. All 74 students from Platte County get English through us. Sometimes it works as a required credit to help you graduate. Sometimes it's an extra credit. But we provide the English in a manner that it goes right through your program and meets the standards of what has also been determined by business and industry. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. So what are factors on how we determine where students get in? Grades, attendance, math reading scores, and then shadow experience. I'm going to talk about that last one. What is a shadow experience? probably one of the best things we do is we bring in all of our sophomores, it can be a junior too, and they come over for a half day and they check it out. They see if they really want to do it. I know we're just across the parking lot. You've probably never been there for more than 10 or 15 minutes, and maybe you've taken a tour. Well, if you come there, we'll actually do a very intense experience called a shadow. And you can sign up through an online experience, Mr. Heckman, is that correct? Okay, and I'll let him talk more about that later, so. How much time do I have? 10 minutes, okay. One thing I want to tell you, and this is what I was going to say to the end, is I'm very fortunate to be in a building like this. I do what I do because I love watching kids grow and transition. We are that group or that school that stands right between you and a career where you transition into the real world. I've done it as a teacher and I've done it as a principal for the last almost 20 years. And I wouldn't want to do anything different because it's such a cool experience seeing someone grow technically, mature as an with employability skills, and also find those academics that make them work successful in that career. Many of our kids go to college, a lot of them go to work, some go to military. The one misconception I want you to know about is you can go to Northland Career Center and go to college. 60-some% of our students, and that number fluctuates, I know one time it was 62%, they go to college. College may look a little different. It may not be Mizzou, it may not be Missouri Western, but it might be MCC for a one-year program or a certificate program. There's a lot of money to be made in a lot of our careers because those are high skills in demand. And fortunate for you, a lot of the people that are in those jobs right now, they're retiring. The baby boomer generation is about ready to retire completely. And who's going to fill those jobs? Well, there's probably 500 of you in this auditorium that might be ready to fill some of those jobs. So I'm going to let my two students talk, and I want you guys to talk about, we'll ask the same questions. What made you want to come to NCC, and what's one thing that really you love your experience and want to tell people about?
Hi, my name is Shelby, and I'm in the Health Sciences program. One thing I really love about NCC is that no matter what program, you're going to get a certification. Right now, I already have my CNA because I'm a second year, but our first years are currently working on their CNA, which is a Certified Nursing Assistant. And that means that it sets you on top of everybody else, and you can go and get a job in the healthcare, the career, and like go to a hospital or nursing home or wherever you choose. And that's one reason I like the careers.
Hi, I'm Joy. I'm in the Culinary Arts program, as you can tell. You get a lot of certifications going through ACF and stuff like that. I put on my application for my job that I have currently, that I was in Culinary Arts, and I instantly got a phone call for a interview. I got the call again saying that I got the job due to the fact that I was through Northland Career Center. So they set you up with a lot of jobs, and just putting it on there, they see that you have job skills that other students don't. So, I mean, I like it.
One thing is that I don't want you to think of the Career Center as a school. You really become close with other people. We have 12 different schools, and there's students from all over those places in your class, and you get to meet a whole bunch of people, and you never know where those people will go, and you will have connections later on in life. And it's totally different setting from a school like this.
So, I'd answer any questions you might have as well. Any questions from any of the sophomores or junior in the room? Okay, back there. Gotcha. Have a what? We do not have a veterinarian program. However, we do have an agricultural education program that does have our students every Monday go to the farm and work with farm animals at a local farm here, so they get really good exposure to animal science as well as plant science. So we do not have a specific veterinary program. However, there is a veterinary program, vet tech program through Maple Woods Community College, and some of our students will likely make that transition from agricultural education to vet tech at Maplewood. So good question.
Hey guys, can we have some respect here? This is my director, and you guys are all talking while they're trying to present. I've seen everyone talk. Treat this as a job.
Okay, good question back there in terms of veterinary sciences. You know, I want to support Shelby's point too, that we do what's called, or we're exploring and we're building a concept called simulated workplace. So it does take that employee/workplace feel inside a building. We don't have quite the exposure to business as such CAPS does, as Northland CAPS does, but we try to make it as real and hands-on as possible. So, you know, it's a really, really good, I think it's a really good opportunity. And I'll say this, and I see Dr. Sayre walking over there, we didn't have these opportunities when we were growing up. We did not have CAPS. If we had options to vocational schools or career centers, it was limited. The opportunities for a Platte County High School kid right now is pretty outstanding. My son and daughter are going to be through this district. I'm very excited that they'll have an opportunity, and who knows in 10 years when they're at this age to do that, to go through and have crazy amount of opportunities, diverse opportunities, to be able to do something, explore that, earn high school credit, and transition into college or career. It's very exciting. So thank you for your time, and I'm going to hand it back to Mr. Heckman.
Okay, so here are a few things, a few details that you need to know. So number one, we have two terrific opportunities for you. Northland CAPS and Northland Career Center, all right? Both of them offer a wide variety of programs that you can take part in that will give you more training and hands-on experience for careers that you may be interested in. You're not going to go wrong with either one of them. Some students will ask me, should I go with Northland CAPS or should I go with Northland Career Center? And that is different for every student. What I will tell you is that what I see a lot from students who go the Northland CAPS route, it's because they are uncertain as to the type of career that they truly want, but they know that they want to work in this area somewhere. And I see a lot of students get the success out of Northland CAPS because of that. And I see a lot of students get success out of Northland Career Center because they know exactly what kind of career they want and they're ready to get the training started for that. But you are not going to go wrong going either direction with these programs. One of the things that they mentioned is making sure that you're on track for graduation. So that is something, if you're thinking about doing one of these programs, I encourage you to visit with your counselor to make sure that your credits are in place so that this is not going to be a problem for you. Okay? So what needs to happen is this, is that we want you to shadow either one of these programs if you're interested in them. It is a requirement to shadow the Northland Career Center program that you are interested in, and we want you to shadow the Northland CAPS program that you're interested in. So while you have been in here, you should have been sent an email, and if you weren't, it'll be very shortly. But you should have been sent an email that has a link to it to a Google survey. And what you will need to do is to complete that survey and tell us which program and which strand of the programs that you are interested in so that we can set up a shadow for you. Okay? We would like to see all of this shadowing done before we start registration for next year, and that's going to start in mid-January. So we certainly want to have all this done by the end of December. We need you to respond soon so that we can get that information set up. Secondly, if you've noticed, we've been videotaping today's presentation because the presentation you've seen today is going to be sent to your parents as well, with information for them about both of these programs. I encourage you to talk to your parents about the programs. If you're interested to see which one is right for you, that is a decision that you need to make with your parents because there are factors that are going to have implications for them as well. This is not all about just you. So please have that conversation with your parents. And then if you want more information, know that you can visit with the counseling staff. If we don't know the answer, we will connect you with the people who do have the answers. You can visit the websites for either one of these programs. But the one thing that I cannot stress enough is this, is that you pay attention to the deadlines. Because both of these programs are competitive. You're not getting in just because you sign up. You're getting in because you meet the deadlines. You're getting in because of how you present yourself during the shadowing experience. You get in because of the way that you communicate during your interview process. It is competitive. So make sure that application, online only, for Northland CAPS opens December 1st, and it needs to be completed by February 12th. The online application for Northland Career Center, we will have you complete after you do your shadowing experience. And we need to have that application completed by the time your registration materials are due to us, and that will be at the beginning of March. You're up against a time frame, okay? So I think this man right here standing next to me wants to say some things, but I do want you to know that when it is time for you to leave, if you have any questions, our representatives will be standing up here, whether it is an instructor, director, or a student that you want to talk to, please come and get more information.
All right, thank you very much. Just a second before you leave, I want to do a little bit of a wrap up here for 2 minutes. I'm going to tell you 2 stories. I need everybody's attention though. I know it's, all right, thank you. You're showing us what it means to live in that pirate pride. 2 stories. First of all, I want to share with you, I want you to hear something. These are 2 premier opportunities for Platte County High School. I cannot stress that enough. And let me tell you an example. Last year, for the NCAPS program, the governor came to Cerner and recognized this individual program as a premier in the state of Missouri, the governor of the Missouri. Other people are coming. I know Springfield, Missouri just came and they wanted to look. Largest school district in the state of Missouri is looking to replicate this. We have it already. It is available to you. Other schools are clamoring to be part of this. We're already part of it. Take advantage of that. I'm going to go to the NCC right now. I will tell you, I've worked extremely hard with NCC to develop a partnership with them. I am so impressed with that program and that organization, but also those kinds of students that we send over there, they come back different. They come back different. The other part of this is, and I don't want to share too much here, but we were the Deputy Commissioner of Education for the state of Missouri who sat down. I was in a meeting with Mr. Noller and myself and said, there is something special here. This is unique to the state of Missouri. There are other career centers around the state. Ours are unique. I will also tell you this. I've not met 2 more highly engaged organizations to help students develop who they are as leaders. Don't think of this as just individual programs. These will change your life. I've seen it. The state has recognized it. Other school districts have recognized it. It is available to you right now. Think about that as you make these decisions. I cannot stress it enough. I'm surprised all of you in here at some point are like, man, I got to check that out. I want to encourage you to do that. Take up the shadow day. Do these things. I will tell you, find out who you are. These are 2 great programs to do that. We cleared in the back, everybody good? All right, at this point, what we're going to do, we're going to dismiss you to go back to your seminar classes. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, come on up, talk to the